Working in After Effects so far has been a little bit more on the creative side and a little less on the analytical side, perhaps. So, I want to just do a quick introduction to some of the tools that will help you manage your compositions visually in a little bit more of an organized way. So, let's talk about adding guides and working with grids and a few of the other arrangement tools that After Effects can offer. So, we're not going to prepare any output for this exercise. I'm just going to open up a new composition and kind of show a few features, a few tools, and so forth. So I'm going to go to HD TV, 30 frames, default settings, just so that we have a composition to fiddle with. But I'm not really going to create a whole lot more than that. So the first thing that I want to show is using guides in After Effects. So I want to go up to View, and I want to come up to Show Rulers, or I can hit Control R. And this should be familiar to you if you've used Photoshop or Illustrator. Once the rulers are up, I can drag new guides down into my composition, and these won't render, but what they do is they give me controlling, guidelines that I can use to manage positions of objects on my scene, on my stage, and in my compositions. So if you go to View, you can turn those guides on and off. You can also choose to allow your objects to snap to those guides as well. You can lock, and of course you can clear guides also. Now, I use these a lot in tools like Photoshop. I don't use them as much in After Effects, but it's certainly helpful if, say, you want to do a walk cycle or something, or kind of do create the illusion of a floor. So these guides are pretty helpful and handy to keep in mind. Next, I want to show the grid. Now, the grid in After Effects may also be a little bit similar to and familiar to you if you used other software, but the settings for the grid are in the preferences. So if you go to Edit, and then go to Preferences, then you have Grids and Guides. This is a little similar to Photoshop, where you can kind of go into this Preferences menu. Here you can change the color of your grid, you can change the style, dashed lines, dotted lines, and so forth. You can change its proportions, and you can also manipulate the guide color here in this window as well. Now, something that's a little interesting here, and I'll show you this feature next, is you also have safe margins in After Effects. And these safe margins can be manipulated here or are specified here, but I'll show you what those are and what they do. Let me turn off the grid real quick. I'm going to turn off my grid. The safe margins are down here in your kind of composition toolbar. And what what these are is these are preset guides that show you as a motion graphic artist where your title and action safe areas are. And what this means and what these features are is they were a way to identify where the boundaries of usually a traditional display was. So traditional displays usually wrap behind a frame a little bit, and that meant that these outer boundaries may be cut off by the frames of older televisions. So what this shows is a 4:3, shows some 16:9 panoramic widescreen arrangements. So that's what this title and action safe intends to do. And then when you go into these properties or these preferences, this setting down below that we were looking at, this is showing options for changing those safe margins. So if you needed to change them to something else, you could do that there, and then that way this would display differently. So you can turn these on or off. You can also turn on a proportion grid here, and you can turn on your normal grid from this kind of pop-up area as well. So that's just some simple layout tools available to you in After Effects. I would highly encourage you to use those and to kind of benefit the organizational value of your work by using those items and those guides and those systems. So enjoy.